How's it going, guys? Brad here with something a little different today. It is a FIFA video still, but we are not doing the Paris FC career mode. Today is going to be the first in a series of career modes that I'm going to do that I'm going to be simming through most of the games, playing 1 or 2 games a season, and really like rebuilding a lot of teams. I might do a challenge with each one. As you can see, our first team that we're going to be doing this with is DC United, my home club. I don't live in DC, but it's the closest club to me where I live. So our goal for this career mode will be to follow the MLS rules. So 3 designated players, and there's a salary cap. We're going to try our best to follow that salary cap, but I think I'm also going to bump it up a little each year, because I want our team to improve and see if we can make the league improve a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and head into this career mode. I already set everyone's stadium, so as you can see, obviously I don't have Audi Field in the game, but I did rename their stadium Audi Field. And I actually have been to this stadium in real life to see a decent of the game. Actually, I'm not sure if anyone has seen this before, but you can look it up. There's a goal when Rooney played for DC United. There's a goal where Rooney rushes back. The other team's counterattacking. Rooney like slide tackles the guy, gets the ball, kicks it all the way down the field, and then I believe it was, what's his name? Plays for Cincinnati now, I think. Oh, Acosta. Acosta heads it in, I believe, and it was to win the game. It was absolute scenes in the stadium. It was crazy. And then that was like a highlight of the season that season. So you can probably look that up. And I'm pretty sure that was Rooney's last season there at DC United. Now he's, of course, coaching Derby County and trying to get them out of relegation. So I will be making the seats red. I know some of the seats are red. They're like red, black, and gray. I'm just going to make them all red.
A warm welcome to you all. Without further delay, we are pleased to introduce...
So, as you can see, we have Rafa Benitez's face on our manager, and of course our manager is Rafael Benitez. So he did just get fired from Everton recently. Lampard took his place. And I was thinking, who would be an interesting manager to take over an MLS team? I was like, why not Rafael Benitez? He was at China before he went to Everton. And I was like, it might not be 100% realistic. I don't know if he would actually come to the US to coach a MLS team, but it's a fun thing to do, I think. So Rafael Benitez is our manager for this career mode. So on Wikipedia, it says there are 2 designated players on DC United, but actually the one hasn't actually gone to the team yet in FIFA. He hasn't had an appearance for the team in real life, but he is a designated player in real life, but he's not in the game. So we only have 1 designated player according to Wikipedia, but Edison Flores says is a designated player, but he actually gets paid only $5,000 per week, which is nowhere close to enough to be a designated player money-wise. So I don't know if he has like bonuses that make him a designated player, but since he only makes $5K, we're gonna base the designated player off of how much a player makes per week. They can make up to $615,000 and still not be a designated player and not break the rules of the salary cap. So I don't think any players on this roster do break that. Let's see. Let's do Kamara, multiply 9,000 by 52, and it's only 468,000. So I guess technically Edison Flores is a designated player, but for this career mode, we're not saying none of these players are designated players. So we now have 3 available designated players to sign to our club. So looking at our players age-wise, our oldest player is Ola Kamara. So I actually think I'm going to go ahead and sell Kamara, and I'll probably bring in a striker because he's 31. We could probably bring in a younger striker, probably a designated player, but we'll see. Maybe we'll bring in a younger striker that's a little worse than Kamara, or maybe makes around the same as Kamara. So I'll go ahead and put Kamara on the transfer list. Bill Hamid, we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him for now. He's a 74, he's 30. He's not going to decrease yet, and he's a goalkeeper, so goalkeepers are usually old. And I like Bill Hamid. Although his number is 24. His number used to be 28 back whenever he was supposed to get really nice and back whenever he played for the national team. So I'm going to go ahead and make his number 28. And then Steve Birnbaum, he's been on the team for a while, so I don't think I'm going to sell him. He's our captain. He's 29. Any Nahar, he used to play for DC United. He went off to Anderlecht and then ended up coming back. I think he actually used to be an outside mid or just the outside back, but he currently plays center back for DC. So I don't think I'm gonna sell any of these other players. We can still use Julian Gressel. He's only 27, and it's really nice having these like 73 overall players that aren't designated players. I think we're gonna keep most of these players, and we actually do have a good amount of money to work with. We have 32 mil, and let's give a little bit to wage. So we have about 30 mil with 60,000 in the wage budget. So after looking through the squad, this is the formation that they already had, I believe. Or I know they were playing with 3 center backs. I switched it around a little bit. I don't know if they were playing with 2 up top, but we have 2 up top at the moment. And I was gonna switch to a normal like 4-back formation, but then I was thinking we have a lot of decent center backs. Pines here, he's only 22, he's a 69. We have Nahar, he's 27, he's a 71, and then we have Birnbaum, our captain, so I didn't want to take him out. And I wanted to play Pines, and I wanted to play Nahar. And I still want to play Birnbaum because he's the captain. So I figured we'll just go with the 3-back system for now. Down the line, if we want to switch it, we can. When Birnbaum gets moved out of the team, maybe we can switch to a 4-back system. But for now, we have 3-back. These players down here, like Green, he's a left back, but I'm gonna try to send him out on loan. I'm trying to send this guy out on loan. He's 18. This guy I'm trying to send out on loan. I'm gonna keep Yao on the team for now because he is on the bench, but I will loan list him if I bring in another midfielder. And then I could probably sign. Actually, I'm gonna keep this Alfaro guy because we're playing with a 3 center back system at the moment. I'm gonna keep him. And then I'm gonna bring Pires up here because this guy, he's 25 and a 58. I'm trying to sell him. I'm switching him to a CDM because he's better, but I'm trying to sell him also. And then obviously we have Kamara on the transfer list, so we are gonna need, if not a starting striker, a backup striker. But I think I'm gonna be looking for a starting striker to go alongside Robertha. Robertha's 22, and then he's 24, so not a big difference. Estrada's better, but Robertha I think has better potential, probably better pace and better shooting also. So we're gonna bring in a striker probably to replace Estrada. Then I'm gonna be looking for a outside mid to replace Smith as well. And then I'm not quite sure what the other position we're gonna be looking for is. Flores, he's 26, he could be replaced. I like Canus here, and I think I'm liking my center backs for now, but we will need a replacement for Birnbaum eventually, probably next season or the season after. Nyman, he's 17, so I'm gonna try to like build the squad around Nyman. I'm gonna keep him in the squad. He's gonna be like the player that is definitely gonna stay in the team for the foreseeable future. He's 17. He'll probably be here the rest of the career mode. Maybe Yao as well, but he'll be coming off the bench, so maybe he won't be as great. He might get better actually if I like loaned him out. So yeah, and Robertha, he might last. He's 22, so he's still young, but we'll see what happens. And then also Pines, he also is 22, so he could last as well. But again, we'll see what happens. It's only the first season. I don't want to make any promises, but I can probably promise that Nyman will be on the team for the foreseeable future. So as you can see, I put a few players onto our short list. It doesn't mean I'm definitely going to buy them, but it's just players I was interested in. I was researching some players, and I haven't fully scouted them yet, but all of these players would probably be designated players unless I can get them on a good deal. But as you can see, we have some goalkeepers here. Now, I don't think I want to replace Amit, but I was just putting these goalkeepers in the short list just in case. Maybe we'll bring them in 2 years down the line, possibly. I don't know, but they're just there for now. And we have some outside backs, but obviously we don't use outside backs right now. But like Kraft could play center back, so I don't know. Or we could decide to switch the formation later in the transfer window. We do have Phil Jones here, and I kind of really wanted to bring him in, but we would have to bring out Nahar or Pines. I don't think I want to bring out Birnbaum yet. I want to have him as the captain for like 2 more years. So we could bring Birnbaum off the bench, I guess. I'll have to decide. But we're still scouting some players, so I'm not going to make the decision just yet. So Lucas Leiva, I was thinking about getting him. We are Rafael Benitez. And Lucas Leiva did play for Liverpool, and I believe it was when Rafa Benitez was there. Here, let me look it up real quick. Yes, so Lucas Leiva did join the Liverpool team whenever Rafa Benitez was there. Lucas Leiva was at Liverpool for like 10 years, but he joined in 2007. Rafa Benitez left in 2010. So he's with Rafa Benitez for 3 years. So that is a pretty good option we could bring in. He's 33, so he'll start decreasing immediately, but could help us in our first season. We also have Andre Gomez, a younger option in the midfield. And then we have Iniesta here. Again, he's going to drop off immediately, but just a legend. Just an absolute legend that we could bring in. And then I have Ross Barkley, Lanzini, Felipe Anderson. I have the GOAT, Martin Braithwaite, Mariano, Tosin, El Shaarawy. So I think I'm definitely going to be bringing in one of these strikers. Either Braithwaite, Mariano, or Tosin. It depends on what we want to go with, but I think I want to let them get scouted first so we know exactly what we're working with. So I did just look into the scout network, and we do have a 2-star, 4-star scout, so not too bad. I'll go ahead and send him out. I think we're just going to actually send him into the U.S. Just for 3 months, just see what he brings back to us. So I am just finding out that Southampton have paid the release clause for Bill Hamid for some reason. So I think we're just going to let that play out. So Bill Hamid will be leaving to Southampton most likely, unless that deal doesn't go through. I'm going to wait to see if the deal goes through first. If the deal does go through, we will be looking at those goalkeeping options that I put in the short list. Okay, so Hamid has been sold. We got 3.5 mil for him. I don't remember how much his actual value was, but there you go. He is signed for Southampton. So good for Bill Hamid. He's in the Prem now. I'm not sure if he's going to start for Southampton. I'm not quite sure who their starting goalkeeper is. But honestly, I don't think they have very good options in the goal at the moment, so maybe he will. We'll see. I don't know if we can look at those stats in FIFA. Be cool if we could. Definitely should be able to look at the stats for player stats for the entire world, but for some reason you cannot because FIFA and EA is way too focused on Ultimate Team to care about us career mode plebs. With that, we are going to sign one of these 2 goalkeepers. I'm going to wait until they're scouted a little bit more because we don't even know how much they're worth. We're getting transfer offers, but for all the wrong players. For all the players I don't want to sell. I do not want to sell Canus. I go ahead and look to see if we can get a good goalkeeper for the final. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Karius. I think Karius might be better and he's younger. So there you go. There we have it. We sell Bill Hamid for 4.8 mil, and then we get Loris Karius for 2.95 mil. That wasn't in our plans, but as you can see the age difference there, and Karius is only 1 overall less, I believe, 1 or 2 overall less than Hamid. So not a bad deal, I'd say. We got Karius for less as well, and Karius will probably end up being better than Bill Hamid. So as you can see, Karius now makes the most on our team. He makes 36,000, so he's definitely a designated player on our team. And he's actually not the only German player on our team. We have Julian Gressel here is also German. So Karius now makes 1.872 a year. So definitely way over that 615,000 mark for the regular player cap. So he's definitely a designated player. And I'm not quite sure what the actual salary cap, how that works. I think it just, when a player hits that 615,000 mark, it doesn't go up anymore. Like it just, he counts for 615,000 of the salary cap. So I'm not going to calculate all of that stuff. That's way too much, but I'm going to have 3 designated players. So 3 over that 615,000 a year mark. So we do manage to win the friendly tournament. So we should get some cash for that. So we get 700,000 for that, so that's nice. And we are getting an offer for Kamara, and it's actually a swap deal from Bologna. They want to give us Mitchell Dix. And he is a 70 overall, 27-year-old. He's a left back. We don't really use a left back at the moment, so I don't think I want to do that. But I am willing to sell Kamara, so I think I'm going to go ahead and negotiate. So as you can see, we have sold Kamara for 3.5 mil. So that gives us a few more in the budget. We actually have more right now than we had when we started. We haven't really bought anybody. I'm debating if I want to just get a youth scout, like a 5-star youth scout, or maybe like a 4-star youth scout. Could right here, 5-star, 4-star. But I think I'm going to wait until after the transfer window to see if we have that money left over, because I'm not totally finished buying players. So we have another release clause met for Edison Flores. So if he decides to leave, we will get under 3 mil for that. We're going to have to replace another position. So that is unfortunate, but I didn't realize how many players had release clauses in the team. We're going to need some more. I mean, we're going to have 3 reserves if he leaves. So I'm going to get on buying some players. So we made it to the last hour of the transfer deadline day, and these are the transfers that we've made, leaving the club and coming into the club. As you can see, for a starting left mid, we've signed Barini, and he will be one of our designated players. We got an Iniesta. He is not a designated player. He makes just under the cap to be a designated player. We have Hamid leaving to go to Southampton. Tosin, I bought. He is a 73 overall, 29-year-old. I was trying to get Abubakar or Balotelli, but I could not because they were worth too much, and I would have had enough money, but we did not sell Flores. Flores talks are still ongoing. I'm guessing it's not going to go through, so we jumped the gun and got Iniesta, and Flores isn't even leaving, so we will have a good backup coming off the bench and in Flores. And then, as you know, Kamara left. We brought Karius in for Hamid, and those are all of our transfers. So pretty much we just brought a bunch of big guys in. We didn't bring any younger players in this transfer window. I think I'm going to wait until the summer to possibly bring in some younger players. We only have 8 mil in the budget. I don't know. I know I said we need some squad depth, but I don't want to, as you can see in our team right now, obviously this guy, we could use a CDM, but I don't want to get anybody to replace Nyman. So we're trying to deal with this guy for now, this 25-year-old 59. Yao, I want to keep him. I wasn't able to loan him out, and I want to see if he gets better, so I want to just have him come off the bench for now. As you can see, Flores is still there. I have Smith here. He's 26. He's going to come off the bench for Barini. And then Estrada, he's actually on loan to us. I didn't realize. So we're going to need another striker whenever his loan runs out, which is probably the end of the season. And then we could use some depth, but I think I'm going to leave that for the youth academy. I think I'm going to let some players come into the youth academy. I think we'll be good for now. Worst comes to worst, we have to sign some free agents, but I don't think we'll have to do that. I think we'll be okay. So now that we made it to the January transfer window, which is the first transfer window in the MLS season, I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the summer. So we've reached the end of the summer transfer window, and these are the transfers that I made. 3 young players, 20, 19, and 18 years old. The top 2 are from Argentina. We got a backup goalkeeper and a striker for whenever our loaned-in striker leaves. And then Alvarez there, he is from Pachuca, and he is actually American, so I went and brought him in as a young center back to be our backup center back for whenever our current center backs there on the bench. They're a little older, so I brought Alvarez in to possibly become the starter eventually, but for now just be a bench player. So we are reaching the end of the season. Right now we currently sit in, well, we were in, okay, so we're in 7th, but now we are sitting 3 points out of 7th. So that means if Nashville wins their next game, they're in the playoffs and we are not. But if they lose and we win, we'll be in the playoffs. So either way, I'm going to play this next game. It's against Toronto. And if we make the playoffs, then I'll sim the whole playoffs. If we make it to the final, then I'll play it. And this will be the game that we play. We have sold Alfaro, our like 4th string, 5th, whatever. He's like our 5th worst center back. We sold him, so he'll be going this summer. We have brought in quite a few youth players. We've had to change some of their positions. And some of them could actually, I know I bought a striker in the summer transfer window, but I probably could have just brought up Adrian Rojas But we do have a goal from the board to sell a certain amount of players for a certain amount of money. So it might be a terrible thing that we bought him. We could always just sell him for more money down the line. And you know, I don't think we have any defenders. We have no defenders coming to the youth academy at the moment. Just 2 goalkeepers and then straight into the midfielders. So I am gonna go ahead and send another scout out before we play this game. I'm gonna send the 4-star to the US. And you know what? Why don't we do defensive minded since we don't have any defenders at the moment? And then this one, I'm going to send. Let's do somewhere in South America. Let's do Paraguay. Do 3 months, just any. So I'll let you guys know what I was doing with the youth academy. So I wanted to get a goalkeeper from the U.S. to be my backup goalkeeper at the moment. So I have 2 candidates right now. Their overall isn't very good, but they have the potential to have a good potential. And then, as you can see, there's a few players from Bolivia. This guy from Peru, he was already in the youth academy whenever I started the career mode. Same with this guy from Spain. So a former DC United player is Marco Echeverri. He was Bolivian, and he was like a good player in the beginning days of DC United back in the day. So he was Bolivian. He was a good dribbler. So I went into Bolivia and looked for a technically gifted player, and I got a few Bolivian players. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to bring a few of them up or just one of them, but I have quite a few. So yeah, that's why I did that. And then of course we have a few American players because we are in the MLS. So we're going to head into this game, the first game we were playing in this first season, just to see what it's like playing with the players that we have at the moment. And of course, we're going to go with our usual team. Let's see how we do in this game and see if we can make it into the playoffs. So as you see from the table, we have everything to play for here. Toronto doesn't really have anything to play for. Their season's over. And they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. Actually, they are the lowest scoring team in the league, it looks like. So, not many players I know on that Toronto team. I know Michael Bradley. That is pretty much it. Pozuelo. I know Pozuelo as well. Few more well-known names in our team, obviously. Okay, we get this match underway. Can we make it into the playoffs? We're about to find out. See how we can do with this team. First time playing with them. And not a bad start. Not a bad start at all. And this man, Tosin, he wasn't doing very well at the start of the season, but he has had 4 goals in the last 3 games, now 5. Beautiful little cross there. I believe that was Julian Gressel. And we are all, the goalkeeper really should be coming out for that probably, but terrible defense on their part. So I think Tosin is actually our top scorer in, for our team. So, great start to the match. Let's see if Toronto can respond. Oh, and that's a bad tackle. That's a straight red. Terrible start for Toronto. Carlos Salcedo with the red card. Going right for the back at Tosin. Another header, and in for Tosin. All we gotta do is head it in, and Tosin would, or cross it in, and Tosin will just head it in. Second goal in 10 minutes. Helped out by the fact that they are now down to 10 men. And another Gressel to Tosin goal. Did not expect this game to be that easy. Might need to bump the difficulty up to Ultimate for the next season. Or maybe if we make it to the playoffs to the final, I'll bump it up to Ultimate. Benitez is loving what he's seeing. And he used to coach Tosin at Everton just like in 2022, honestly, this year. So oh, if that would have bounced to Tosin, he could have had a hat trick in 20 minutes. Oh, this is a hat trick. Tosin with the hat trick in 22 minutes. It's not looking good for Toronto here. We are making them look terrible when they're in the home stadium. So what's that now? 7 goals in 4 games for Tosin. And if Nashville lose, we will definitely get through in goal differential now. We had the same goal differential before, so. Is it a 4th? Oh, a terrible finish from Estrada. Woo! Almost a 4th from Tosin. That's a nice turn and shot. Good save from the keeper, though. They just keep giving it right back to us. Tosin with 4th. Smashes it top corner. At this rate, we gotta go every 10 minutes. I think halfway through the season, I was thinking of selling Tosin next season. And he has really popped off the end of the season. This is their first attack, I believe. Send Estrada through. Can he finish one? Oh, he just completely misses the goal. That's halftime, 4-0. Looking like a foregone conclusion. They have 10 minutes. We're up. They have 10 men. We are up to 4-0. Let's see what we can do in the second half. See if they don't put everyone back just to avoid a bigger embarrassment. Iniesta with a shot. He is not having the best shots from distance. I thought he would for some reason. Tosin has another. It's a 5th for him. This man is going crazy on Toronto. Some good finishes. Look at that. Near post. A spin and turn. Goalkeeper's probably saving that. He is very close to it. And it is the Tosin show today. And no one else is getting on the score sheet tonight. It is just Tosin. Send Nyman, our CDM, through. 18 years old. Can he get one? Beautiful finish. And Nyman, our 18-year-old, gets on the sheet. 1 for Nyman. 5 for Tosin. Look at that. Beautiful finish. Top corner side netting. Benitez put on a masterclass tonight. So after scoring 5 on the night, we are bringing Tosin off. He was tired. Iniesta was also tired, so we're bringing Flores on for him. We're bringing Robertha on for Tosin. Come on, Flores, keep it. There you go. Oh, good pass. Robertha, can he get one? There you go. Comes on the 72nd minute. Gets his first goal in the 79th. Toronto does not stand a chance tonight. It's kind of feel bad for them. They were not helped out by the fact that guy got a red card in the 10th minute. And their goalkeeper doesn't know how to extend his arms. He does not know how to extend his arms. He just has his elbows bent and his hands in front of his face every time. Bring our young man Griffin Yao on for Barini. Barini was just a little burnt. Can Estrada get one? He does. That is all of our strikers that have been on the field getting a goal. He finally can finish one. Goalkeeper almost gets fingers to it. Not a necessarily convincing finish. There you go, look at that. Only 4 men on the goal sheet because Tosin has 5. They just give her back to us every time. I don't know. I want to see the possession stats after this one. Oh, not the greatest pass. I kind of want to get Yao sent through there, but okay. I don't think Yao's had the chance to touch the ball yet. He might not get that chance. It ends 8-0. A terrible way for Toronto to end their season. Tosin gets the match ball. 6 attempts, 5 goals. Easy day at the office for Tosin. I think he's got 9 and 4 now. But Nashville does win. I just saw there they won 2-1.
Time for a quick question.
And look at that. Look at that shot right there. It's a nice shot of his butt. So we get 130,000 for finishing 8th. Or no, we finished 9th. That is crazy. So there wasn't a chance of us getting into the playoffs. How did it? I guess Atlanta beat us on head-to-head. Because look at our goal differential compared to theirs. They also have more wins than us, so maybe that's a factor as well. Not quite sure what it comes down to. But a close battle for that 7th place position. But Nashville does pull off the win, and they move into 6th. But that doesn't matter for. Well, I guess it does matter for the playoffs because then they won't play the first place person. They'll play. Or no, how does it work? First place gets a bye, so they'll play 3rd place Columbus Crew, I guess. So we do have quite a few. We have 3 youth players right now that are unsettled. We got Tanner Wilson, Alvaro Dominguez, and Adrian Rojas. I know this is Tanner Wilson. He is a 60 and 18 years old, so he doesn't have the greatest potential, but we're gonna go ahead and bring him up to the senior team. We can loan him out or sell him if we need to. We can do something with him. Here's Adrian Rojas. He is a striker and a 63 overall, and he's a 72 to 80 potential. Not the greatest potential again, but pretty good overall at the moment for his age. So I'm gonna bring him up to the senior team. Alvaro Dominguez, 18 years old. He's a 62 overall. Slightly better potential, but still not the greatest. But I am gonna bring him up because we can definitely make money off of him if we do not use him. So bring them into the team. Just gonna check if they could play any other positions. Rojas gets +6 at Cam. This might be our Marco Echeverry region, so to speak. So I was doing a little bit of research on what positions players can play in. Canoes stays the same overall at center back. So I was thinking we put him back at center back. We play with 1 CDM. Then we switch to this formation. We got wingers and outside midfielders. I'm not sure if Smith's going to stay in that position, but for now he's there. We'll have Barini. He gets better at left wing, so I'll have him play left wing. Tosin will be up top on his own. Rojas gets even better at right wing, so he'll be a 70 at right wing. Then we have Gressel at the right mid position. And then Flores will just be here at the cam position for the time being. I'm not sure. I mean, we also could have Iniesta in there for now. We could just play how we've usually been playing, have Iniesta in there, and then Flores comes off the bench. We could also sell Flores, bring in a younger guy, and then have him replace Iniesta. But I think I'm going to make Rojas a right wing. And he is left-footed, so he can cut in and shoot like a Messi type of player. So I think I'm liking that. I'll probably switch Barini to that left wing position. A little less defensive. Definitely less defensive. But I think I'm liking it. And I think I want to try that and see how that works. I think it works for the players that we have. And honestly, we could probably... How old's Smith? Smith's only 27. We could probably keep him there for a little bit, honestly. Because we don't really have any designated player spots available. We got Karius in, Barini, and Tosin. So let's go ahead and look at his stats before I head into the next season. I think I'm going to keep the team like this for the moment. So I remember this lineup that I wanted. Tosin as our top goal scorer with 16 goals, and that is just in the MLS. So 16 goals in the season. Let's go ahead and look at the top scorer, actually. Okay, so he was top 4. He was 4th top scorer in the MLS. And he had 5 goals in that last game. So he had 11 goals before that last game. So he wasn't even the top 15. He had the same amount of goals as Blaise Matuidi. And he now has 16 on the season and is in the top 4 goal scorers just off that last game. So that's pretty crazy. Estrada, who is just a loanee to us, he has improved by 5 overall and has 11 goals in the season, 3 in the U.S. Open Cup, 3 in 3 games in the U.S. Open Cup, and then 8 in the league. Barini, not a bad season. 9 goals, 6 assists, so 15 goal contributions in the season. Roberta, not a bad showing for coming off the bench most of the season. 6 goals, 2 assists. Flores, 4 goals, 4 assists, and actually more goals than Iniesta, but less goal contribution, I'm realizing, because Iniesta actually had 7 assists. So it did pay off getting Iniesta in that position, setting up 10 goals. We got Andy Nahar with 3 goals from center back, which is pretty good. Julian Gressel with just 9 goal contributions, but still not bad. 3 and 6. Heinz Ike coming off the bench with only 6 appearances, but still gets 2 goals from center back. Donovan Pines with 1 goal. Canute with a goal and 2 assists. Nyman with a goal and 2 assists, and that goal was in that last match for us that we played. Adrian Pierre is only gaining 5 appearances because he is in the reserves, being a 62 overall 26-year-old, but he does get a goal. And then that is all the goals for us. As you can see, we have some players that do not even get to play, and we just bring in these younger guys. Birnbaum, 10 clean sheets, but no goals or assists, but he is a center back, so that does not matter. Yao actually gets no goals and assists, but does still improve by 4 overall with 11 appearances. And then same with Brad Smith. He has 20 appearances, no goals or assists, so not a great showing for him. And maybe I should look to get a replacement, but maybe we'll give him some time. Maybe we'll give him until the summer transfer window and see if he could do anything. And then, of course, Karius with 10 clean sheets. And I think he, let's look at the clean sheet leaders, actually. So assists-wise, Iniesta is in the top 5 with 7 assists. And then clean sheets, Karius is in the top 6. He has 8 in the league, and that is 5 off of the number 1, Blake. And Blake is a pretty good... There's top 2 right there. Melia and Blake, they are pretty good goalkeepers, so no shame in losing out to them with the clean sheet leader. And it's Karius' first season with us, so maybe he can have a better season next season. And we do play with like a 3 in the back, so not the most defensive. And next season we're going even more attacking, it seems like, so we'll see how that goes. And here we go. We're moving Rojas from a striker to a right wing. He goes up to a 70 overall at 18 years old. So with that, this is what the starting lineup is looking like. And Inter Miami wins the MLS Finals. So there you go. We got Inter Miami versus LAFC in the finals. And David Beckham's team does do it. They win their first ever MLS Cup. And here we go. We are changing Brini's position to a left winger. He should go up by, yep, he goes up by 1 overall. And I think that's actually helped his development. I don't think the ETA was that low before. So that is it for the first season of this DC United rebuild. This episode took a little longer than I expected, so we will head into the second season next episode, and we'll see if we can get maybe a few more seasons in there. If not, then we'll just do 1 season each episode. but this is a new concept for me, so I'm just figuring out how it works. So let me know what you guys think of it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.